What is going on, everybody? It is Daniel Wright, and you are here on a beautiful, hopefully beautiful, wherever you're at, Saturday morning, listening to another episode of Paving the Way, and I'm happy to be here with you. Guys, I hope your week has been great. I hope you're looking forward to a nice Easter weekend with your family, friends, whoever it may be that you like to spend this holiday with. And yeah, just remember what the season's for, and enjoy it and appreciate it, however that may be for you. Guys, I am well, if you're watching this on video, you can see that I'm clearly in a hotel room right now, but I am currently, as I'm recording this on a Friday afternoon, kind of wrapping up a trip up to Pittsburgh with my top contractor school folks. We decided this year to try out doing quarterly meetups in between our semi-annual retreats, and this one also included one of the companies. Brian, the guy who runs it, his company does national payment work, so he also brought up some of their top contractors that they do work across the country with them, and I just kind of put everybody in a room for a couple of days to really just talk, collaborate, network, and just help each other try to be better however we can. And I wanted to just briefly touch on today a topic that kind of kept getting brought up by multiple different people throughout the time we had together, and it's a common theme of not even just business owners, but really anybody who is trying to grow and maybe even also trying to grow other people around them. And that is that we oftentimes have a really bad habit of getting in our own way of our own potential, our own growth opportunities, other people's growth opportunities, whatever it may be. And for whatever reason, whether it's the sense of security, the sense of trying to be in control, or however we may look at it, it stunts our growth and it stunts the growth of the people around us. And one of the questions that came up the other day was, well, how do I do that? How do I, get out of people's way? Everybody talks about this, whatever it is. And I decided to speak up and said, look, I said, as somebody who struggles with this, who has struggled with it forever and continues to struggle with it, but in getting better at it, the biggest thing is once you get out of the way, once you, kind of give somebody an opportunity to take something off of your plate to allow them to grow, you need to just literally step aside. And it's just like, for those that have kids, when they're learning to walk, there's going to be times where they trip and fall, and you can't be there to catch them every single time and make sure they don't get any bumps and bruises and scrapes. And it's going to be the same thing for yourself as you're growing and for also the people that you're trying to grow. And so when you're the one trying to grow, getting out of your own way is going to, put yourself into some unfamiliar territory or some uncomfortable territory. That's okay, because you might trip and fall. You might make a mistake. You might screw up, whatever it may be. But as long as you're, as John Maxwell likes to say, as long as you're failing forward, that's really what matters, because progress is being made. Development is occurring at that time. If you're the one trying to get out of the way for other people to grow, for other people to advance themselves, whether it's in their career, on a sports team, in a relationship, whatever it may be, you need to, clarify with this person that you're more or less kind of helping to grow. Make sure that they understand where they need to go, equip them with what they need, educate them with the knowledge they need, and then by stepping out of the way, you're empowering them to really take ownership of growing. And we find ourselves, always wanting to think that no one else can do it better than me, or I can't do it better than me. That I'm just the best that I can be, and all that type of thinking just puts lids on people's opportunity and development. And one of the guys said something, when you're trying to get out of the way of someone else to grow, that you need to make radical decisions, radical, massive decisions that there's no questioning where you stand on it. You're not, 1 foot in, 1 foot out, just testing the water, whatever it may be. You are making a 100% commitment to making this happen. Sink or swim, you're going forward with it, and a lot of times, if you don't even give the option to sink, people will just swim. If you throw somebody into a pool or a lake or an ocean and they can't swim or something, and you say, hey, just don't drown. Well, they're going to be focused on not drowning. If you throw them in and say, hey, swim, then they're going to be focused on swimming and going in the right direction and moving wherever it is that may be. So, taking the radical action, the massive actions, the big steps to get out of either your own way or get out of someone else's way has to be done. And then the hardest part is either if it's you growing or watching someone else, when it's time for that person to hit a speed bump or to trip and fall or to make a failure at one point, that you have to allow those things to happen. You have to be there for them to encourage them to push them forward and to help make sure that they keep going and don't just stop because of that failure. But like that's part of the growth. Like part of the growth process is getting things wrong. Part of the growth process is being unsure. And if you're not getting into those uncomfortable situations, if you're not finding yourself being wrong, then you're really not growing. And there's really there's no in between on that. And when we get so focused on, oh my gosh, we just, you know, we have to, be perfect all the time, or we can't screw anything up. But you know what? I'll be honest with you. Some of the most successful people that I know, whether it's in business or sports or whatever it might be, they screw stuff up all the time. Like that's just part of life. But that's also the biggest thing, that's part of growth. Like that's part of the development of the individuals, and whatever roles that they're playing out and performing for, that's just part of it. So if they say, I think it was Lou Holtz maybe. So don't give me hate if I'm wrong, but I feel like for some reason that name sticks out. That says, we want to practice. Either Lou Holtz or Nick Saban, can't remember. But either way, we don't want to practice till we can't get it. We don't want to practice till we get it right. We want to practice until we can't get it wrong. So you're good throughout that practice. You're going to get it wrong. You're going to fail. You're going to make mistakes. The people you're leading are going to fail. They're going to make mistakes. They're going to have hiccups. It's okay, as long as we keep going forward, we keep pushing the needle forward and making progress and not just giving up. So it's something that, like I said, was a big kind of takeaway from me, that I noticed a lot of contractors. Ha! Okay. Sorry about that. I hit some buttons on my computer and that did not go well. So, but what I was saying was all different contractors, regardless of the business they're in, the position they're in their business, their level of success, by revenue or years in it, whatever it may be, we all go through growth periods. We all have to continue to progress and to grow and to continue working at being the best version of ourselves, having our companies be the best version of themselves, whatever it may be. That's our responsibilities. And if you're not the owner of the business, if you are someone who works within a company, it's your responsibility to continue growing to be the best you that you can be, whatever position that may be. If you're talking about this in a relationship, a spouse, a husband, a wife, you have a responsibility to keep growing and pushing to be the best spouse you can be, the best husband you can be, boyfriend, girlfriend, friend, son, daughter, mother, husband, anything like that. Like we owe it to the people around us to get out of our own ways and to help us, allow us to be the best versions of ourselves for them. And once we can establish that, once we can understand that growth comes with failure, it comes with headaches, it comes with anxiety, it comes with stress, fear, whatever bad things come, what's on the other side of it is a life and a level and opportunity that we never even knew existed. So if we can focus on that and focus on where we're going, like I said earlier, if you can focus on throwing someone in the water and say, hey, swim, don't even give them the option to sink, then they're going to swim. That's what they're going to focus on. We have to do that to ourselves. We have to get out of our own way. We have to use the resources that are around us. We have to, find the people who are maybe further along in the journey than we are, and that are willing to help share their experiences with us and share those types of, opportunities and lessons and things like that they've already learned, that they can help us, expedite that process. That's what we kind of owe the people who's coming behind us, is to help them get along a little bit faster, a little bit better. They still got to learn the lessons. They still got to learn the value of that progression and what it takes to get there. But we got to help them. And part of getting out of your own way is being willing to ask for help from other people. be willing to put it out there and say, hey, I'm struggling with this. Has anyone else ever, dealt with it, or are they going through it right now? So I don't want to beat the dead horse on it. I don't want to, just keep talking in circles to you guys. But at the end of the day, whatever it is that you're facing, whatever it is that you're trying to grow and challenging yourself, make sure that you're just getting out of your own way, that you're getting out of your way, that you're getting out of the other people's way around you, and that you're helping to try and push the people along, that you're not pulling them. And that includes yourself. So you get behind them and push them. That empowers them, because then they're going to experience some speed bumps, some roadblocks, some hiccups, some failures, and that's okay. But then to have you behind them to help push them up, that's where the real trajectory is going to just skyrocket straight up. So, guys, that's my little message today. I'm sure I'll probably have some time to kind of recap a little bit more, and maybe bring to you some more of my thoughts on this type of a topic and how it can be important for everybody, regardless of where you're at in life and what you're trying to achieve, because that is what I'm here for. I want to make sure that we are trying to help pave the way for whatever life that is that you want to live, that you want to lead, that you want to enjoy. So, guys, again, if you celebrate Easter, I hope you have a great Easter weekend. I hope you spend the time with people who mean the most to you, and I look forward